Alex Jones here with a special breaking report. You know, on the radio today, I obviously covered the ongoing crisis and scandal with the island country of Cyprus out in the Mediterranean in Europe, where the European Union private banks have basically ordered the EU bureaucrats to go in and take 10% out of every man, woman, and child's bank account in Cyprus. Now, if you look at who owns these big multinational offshore banks, J.P. Morgan Chase is at the very top of the pyramid, and then beneath them is Goldman Sachs, and then Bank of America and others below that. And so whatever Chase is up to is the biggest owner of the private Federal Reserve and of the other central banks in Europe. Whenever they're involved in something, you've got to watch it very, very carefully. But the reason I'm filing this video report is that I covered a story today that has been basically blacked out in the news. One TV station in California covered it, and one other station in New York mentioned it. But other than ABC News and CBS just doing small whitewash stories, it's gotten no attention. But now it's getting attention because Paul Watson wrote about it, and then Infowars.com was linked on DrudgeReport.com. So now the story's getting some attention. And it needs to get attention because the bank accounts for more than 2 hours nationwide were zeroed out to absolute zero. Now, over the years, working in and around the internet, I've gotten to know a lot of IT specialists. And I happen to know some people that work in the financial industry with the big segregated servers, CDNs, and cloud systems that are used by large financial institutions. And so I made some phone calls today after the show. There's no way this was a glitch because those systems are on separate systems. They have their systems broken up into regions, just like Google and YouTube and others do. It's not all on one server or one system. And so for all of the ATM cards, but also the bank accounts, when people went into the bank to say that they had zero in their accounts is just not possible and is undoubtedly some type of trial balloon test, just like they're testing and getting the public ready for it in Cyprus. Now they're talking about 15% out of all the Italians' bank accounts, and then moving on to other European countries. They tried this last year in Greece, last year in Italy. There was such a backlash, they didn't do it. Now they're back trying it again. So after I got off the air, I started thinking about this and made some calls, and my sources agreed, also the folks here in IT that have worked in CDN, some of them in financial industry, that there's no way to have it happen to everybody in America. It could happen regionally or to certain systems. Plus, if it didn't happen in Canada, there's no reports of that, they're on the same system. So incredibly suspicious to have all of the balances say zero. It could have regionally said error out of service. That happens when there's sunspots or meteors hit satellites. We've all experienced that. But to have it say zero and feed them financial info, that's another big sign. And again, I'm no IT person. I just read the financial trade publications. I read about IT. I talk to IT people. I know people that work at some of the biggest credit card companies and banks in the country. I know through some connections, bank presidents of major banks. And I've talked to them about their systems. And it's redundant. It's backed up. You could have their system get corrupted, and then it could feed through the different regional CDNs and other servers, but that would take time. To have it just for 2.5 hours, shut everybody down, is very, very suspicious. Here's our article up at Infowars.com. Chase bank customers see bank balance reduced to zero. There's another important story where the whitewash denying the bullets is breaking as a congressman is asking Janet Napolitano about it. But the easiest place to find it is top linked at DrudgeReport.com, right next to a new Cyprus vote threatens new Euro turmoil. And a glitch. Chase customers see bank balances reduced to zero. And so it's very, very important that this be investigated. And hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe IT people under this YouTube video or on Infowars.com can explain to me how I'm wrong. I want to believe that a glitch made their accounts say zero. I want to believe this isn't some trial balloon to see how we respond on Twitter and Facebook, which was incredibly negative. But globalists do this to condition us. And here's something else. J.P. Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs are at the pinnacle of flash trading, which was denied for years, now admitted. Notice they always deny it. Deny, like Bill Clinton said, where they, in milliseconds, can siphon off up to $3 billion a day from people that are invested in the stock market. It's cheating people. And they're involved in this flash trading. What do you think 2.5 hours of the biggest bank in the United States, probably the biggest bank in the world, 2.5 hours of U.S. customers not being able to transfer money, not be able to get money, not be able to spend money? What is the interest on what I've got? I bet it's 50, 100, who knows how many $1 billion. I could probably look up the supposed deposits of them. Put that into another account, collect interest, which they now do by the second, or use it in flash trading. God only knows. Naked shorting. I've got to talk to all my financial expert friends out there, but this really smells bad. This has never happened before. But let's just say it's a glitch, like they're saying. So if there's sunspots or a satellite has a problem, if there's a power outage, now everybody has 0% in their bank accounts. The system isn't built like that because there are real glitches. It's built with redundancy. But let's just say it's a glitch. It shows why the cashless society is such a fraud, because the globalists can take your money out of your account. They can charge you more to use your money. They can track everything you're doing. The cashless society is an abomination, and we've got to do everything we can to be diversified and not just be in the cashless society, because the globalists are predatory. They don't want a wealthy, growing economy. They want a consolidated Agenda 21 economy. So again, go read our report, watch the local ABC News, and again, thank God that Drudge at least broke this nationally to make sure there can be a debate and also a discussion and an investigation about what has just transpired. So again, below us on YouTube and on prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com, tell us as IT people, are we wrong? What are your points? I just think this is all a giant trial balloon and probably has something to do with using that money, those billions of dollars, over that 2.5 hours that the system was down. Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com.